You respect Wemby for making sure his teammates were able to eat in this blowout win over the Sixers?
Full circle, man. It all comes back to the ultimate prediction of knowing that this is a team that emphasizes team. And when you think about teams that go into the season emphasizing that, and you got a player, which is your number one pick, reminiscent of Tim Duncan, that just wants to do everything that he can to help the team win. I think that Wemby realizes and recognizes that his teammates have his trust and that they can go out there and be themselves at the maximum potential. And they have 5 guys that can go out there and play. They even have 6 if you count how Harrison Barnes out there, he can light it up. And they look very comfortable right now, knowing that their star player can explode at any point. Their second star player, Castle, can explode at any point. Their third star player, Darren Fox, can explode at any point. Their sleeper, Darren Harper, can explode at any point. So these are guys that are comfortable with each other. And Wemby, being the actual leader, is giving not only the coach the trust, not only the organization, but his teammates who ultimately need to be there and be amped up and have confidence going into the playoffs. So I love everything about this game and how they finished it.
Let's move on to you, Swaggy. Like I said,
Oh, man.
10 points in the game, only took 5 shots in his 24 minutes of action. Obviously had some words afterwards about, just rolling with the game plan, letting his guys stay involved, letting his teammates eat. You respect Wemby for having that mentality in a game like this.
For sure. And there's not too much you can do. You blowing the team out, man. And everybody got it going. Young, when you young, teammates got it going, feeding off that energy. I'm happy for Fox, for sure. To be out the situation in sack, to come to a contender, his whole name and everything could change as he get one. If they, go to the finals and all that. I love it. Wemby, I just love the way Wemby be talking too, man. He got that confidence. I let him have fun. Go ahead. I let them have fun. That's some Mamba mentality type stuff at a young age.
Mamba mentality for Wemby. Yeah, Wemby, very wise beyond his years in his 3rd year in the league. But let's shift over to you, Mr. B. You respect Wemby for letting his teammates eat in their blowout win over the Sixers.
Yeah, of course. Not just that, but just the whole team in general. They got beat by the Knicks, and then they come back into Philly, and it's a statement game to me for a team that's young, that's been tested all year, and to see them play like that. If they play like that going into the playoffs, that is going to be a scary, scary, scary team. So the fact that Wemby only had five shots, only scored 10 points. It's just a system. It's just a Spurs system. Tim Duncan had games like that, and they still won and things like that. But to see everybody scoring double figures at a time like right now in a statement game like that, I love it.
So good. Let's shift over to you. Spurs had 8 players in double figures. Dylan Harper was settled with 22 each. Wemby, 10 points. Did stuff to stat sheet. So like I said, 6 blocks, 3 steals, 8 rebounds. But what do you think about Wemby's post-game comments? And do you respect him for making sure that he's happy with his mentality and letting his teammates eat?
Unmute.
Love you.
You said let his teammates eat.
All right.
Like, what does that mean? Like, he had a choice. Like, he got the ball and he was saying, you know what, this is too easy for me. Let me get my teammates involved so they can eat. Is that the understanding of it? Or was he shut out of the game because the Drummond was on his ass and it was physically not he says it in there. They wasn't detaching from me. So on a pick and roll, they're bodying him up. They didn't let him roll. They let him pop to the 3 while they had a hand on him. They didn't take their body off of him. So it's like, well, if this is how they're going to play, just keep going. That's not letting my teammates eat. That's just the other team just saying, you know what? We're not going to let you get involved into this game. Drummond even got, I think, a technical for pushing Wemby in the back because he almost had an offensive rebound. That was the game plan. We're just not going to get our body off of you. We're not going to sag so you can pop, shoot the little 3 you want. So we're going to body up, and then we're going to put, like, Drummond was literally, after the screen, He was just literally using his hand and pushing him damn near toward the half court. And so it was just a physical game for him personally. So he didn't let his teammates do nothing. They just, all right, well, that's what they're going to do. We're just going to keep turning this corner and score.
But Gilbert, he still had.
It's just not the game.
But it just sound crazy. Let him eat. Let his teammates eat. Right. That sounds crazy.
It's just weird.
I mean, he still had 10, 8, 4, 3,
but
and 6.
He's made this type of commentary before. He's happy when the rest of the crew gets going.
I'm being happy. Oh, no.
I know being happy, but to be starting this narrative like let him eat, like he let.
Like see, like Steve Nash said, I'm not going to take no shots, and I'm going to have 20 assists. I'm letting my teammates eat. I'm just getting everybody involved, but that's not your role. You just couldn't really get the ball like that because of how they were physically playing you,
and they were just taking what the defense give them.
So that means he goes into other things, right? I mean, he had 8 rebounds.
That has nothing to do with points.
6 blocks. I mean,
it has nothing to do with points.
I'm still affecting the game, though.
That wasn't the question. The question wasn't I'm affecting the game. The question is because he only had 5 shots. I'm letting my teammates eat offensively.
Yeah, they had it going. Everybody else had it going.
But it wasn't because of him doing something. It was the defense saying, I'm not going to take my body off of you. So I'm going to let Fox turn the corner. I'm going to let Castle turn the corner because I'm not.
Did. Yeah.
But hold on. How stupid is that as a team is getting blown out by 40 to say, we're not going to let Wemby get more than 5 shots, but we're going to let everybody else do what the fuck they want, and we're going to get blown out and be happy about it.
Yeah, knowing that. Yeah.
What did you say?
That's the.
What did you say?
It just doesn't make sense for the team to feel good about taking Wemby out of the game and then still get blown out by 40 because the other guys stepped up.
Who said they felt great with the game? It was their game plan.
It was a terrible game plan.
That wasn't the question. The question wasn't a terrible game plan. That's not the question. The question is the question.
But that's the answer. The answer is whatever the fuck the question is, you never came up with the answer. Like you didn't stop shit.
That wasn't
his 5 shots come at the detriment of the team being an ethical basketball team. He knows that if he don't got it going, if they're trying to stop him, they're playing physical, I got to affect the game in other ways.
That wasn't the question either. That wasn't the question either.
Said
you want to argue the performance. I'm answering just the question.
But that's the answer. That's the answer to the question. It doesn't matter what the question is.
Sir.
We all have different answers to the question.
That's what I'm saying.
We're all not going to have the same answer. We're all going to have different. We're all going to have different answers.
Oh, I was muted. You answered yours, so you can mute yourself. You answered already.
I answered again though. I just answered it again. I just countered. I countered my answer.
You don't have to recount it. If you want to answer again off of something Josiah says, but what I said was only pure facts of why he.
Oh, you're right. My bad.
Well, it wasn't right or wrong. The way he presented the question of letting his teammates eat, the facts of that is how they were playing him defensively, bodying him up, not letting him catch the ball, letting the guards drive. We're not going to stop the guards. Our game plan is to physically take Wemby out of the game. That was their game plan. Did it work? It worked against Wemby, didn't work against the rest of the team. The rest of the team ate. But we're not talking about was it a good game plan. If that's the next question, then I can say, nope, that was a horrible game plan. You lost by 40. That wasn't the game plan. I'm just answering the question.
Well, like I said before, Wemby don't have to take 20 shots to affect the game. He don't have to take 30 shots to affect the game. He can take 5 shots to affect the game. He can be extremely comfortable with letting his teammates play well, regardless of whoever the game plan have against him. It doesn't matter. He doesn't care. He don't care about individual stats. That's the point.
That wasn't the question, but I'm with you on that too. But it wasn't the question.
So do you
glad you threw that in there. You know?
Hey, Josiah, you need to frame your questions a little bit better. Take the narrative out because this is all on you now.
No,
your question.
Elite host.
It's your question.
Elite host, grade A, well respected in the industry. But no, but to the other point though.
Answer another question.
But here's the other point of this.
How about this? Say, does Wemby need to score 30 for the Spurs to win? Josiah.
No, thank you.
Okay.
Because we know the answer to that. He does not.
Answer another question.
But to the point, though, a game like this, Wemby only taking 5 shots, rolling with that game plan, physicality. Sixers undermanned, don't have Embiid. Obviously, PG still dealing with his suspension. We've seen teams try to employ this strategy with Wemby, where they're trying to just out-physical him. Does he need to start to step up and just try to take those moments over? How does he adjust as a player with that physicality? I think seems like the strategy.
Does Luka and all those other guys who flop to get fouls have to step up their physicality?
No, I'm saying Wemby dealing with the physicality.
They need to just call fouls when he get fouled. Like, which one is it? I mean, because those dudes don't get fouled. They get fouls. They flop. Should he flop more? I don't know. I just think that at the end of the day, it's basketball. You take what's given. And he's been doing that. He's been doing very well at it. So his adjustments will come when he sees it. I think the coaches will make those adjustments as well. We go at it like that.
What was the question?
What was the question? Yeah.
What was the question? Because you remember, remember this is the Spurs, so there's someone who just no matter what is Spurs, so he's going to run that narrative, not going to answer. So what was the actual question?
The strategy of being physical with Wemby seems like that's been utilized throughout the season more and more now. But for somebody like Wemby, who's on the verge of becoming an elite scorer, how does he need to adjust and address that to still be able to get buckets?
I mean, you don't need to address it in a certain way. Like if they want to body you up, if they want to play physical with you, obviously you have guards that can turn a corner. You have guards that can make plays, come downhill. So if you have a guard like Castle, Fox, Vassell, and Harper, who come downhill at a very fast rate, and they're all athletic, and you don't try to stop them on a pick and roll, then that's a dumb game plan. Right? All that pushing up and you letting these guys turn the corner freely. I mean, it's you can't do it. But I understand why you're trying to do it, because you don't want Wemby to, roll or pop without somebody touching him. It's just a horrible game plan if you think physically you're trying to get him, especially if you don't have the ball. Right? I mean, trying to keep him up the lane and make him shoot more jump shots, that should be more of your goal versus just trying to physically beat on him.
But I get it. You try to take him out of his game, be physical with him, get him mad. But like you said, they do got a bunch of scores. You can't just say, I'm going to let the other guys win when they got damn near 3 other All-Stars on their team. That's crazy.
Why don't you just do like you said, Gil? Just why don't we just do what you said? Like, just go down and just stand right in front by the rim.
Because they're not letting them, was not letting them near that rim yesterday.
So, I'm saying, like, run it, like, just get to the rim.
He don't have to come down to nobody's level,
Yeah, like he don't.
Like, but when you want to be physical, you got to get low and do all that shit. No, you don't have to do
like
that.
Him running up the court, like if I'm running, like I'm getting to the I'm getting by the rim.
Throw that bitch up.
Now they holding him above the free throw line. Drummond was holding his ass above the free throw line all yesterday. Just holding him up. You ain't going down there. Because once he get down there, he does have the advantage. So you're going to try to play physical free throw line and above. And hopefully he just pops back and settles for the jumper.
There's only been one player in the history of the game who's been able to go down the court and just stand in the middle of the lane and get the ball and dominate.
Mm-hmm.
That was Shaquille O'Neal. Every other big, if we talking about hoop, as a coach, you teach your players to stop the guy at the free throw line, push him off to the side of the block where he catches it off the block. Jokic don't get to run down the middle of the floor and just say, throw it to me. None of the bigs do. I mean, I think that's just fundamental basketball when you talk about running down the floor. So he being skinny, he's not going to be able to just do that every time unless it's transition. So if that's the case, it can't be their game plan just to throw his big ass down there and just say, throw it up to me and let me do my thing.
They did that against the Lakers last time when I watched. When they had all them little fucking people on them, they just threw it up.
Yeah.
I mean, some games is gonna work.
Who's the big man there? Yeah.
Aiden?
Yeah.
They threw that bitch right up.
Yeah, he can be physical with himself right now. So, you know.
He's not Clint Capella, dude. Yeah. He ain't no Clint Capella.
That's sick.
But looking at this Spurs squad, Wemby said this in the past, ethical basketball. We hear this term thrown out a lot. Do you respect the Spurs style of play with Wemby saying it more old school style, tactically correct in comparison to some of the other teams that we see in the league nowadays?
It's old school?
This is Wemby's words, not mine. I'm just literally telling you what the Frenchman said. I can read the quote for you if you'd like.
What's their record? Where they placed in the West?
They are second in the West right now.
Okay.
I like that they did instill the Spurs basketball into each player that comes through there. The pop, I think that's pretty dope to learn that culture. It gives you like Philly. I mean, not Philly, like Detroit. They got that culture is play physical.
Yeah,
I think that's dope to have that in your system. Like, I wish Lakers had some. Our shit is get a star player and win the championship. Hopefully, that happen. The Spurs share the ball, move the ball. You got to be a smart player when you get there and learn the system. That's dope.
So I'll read Wemby's quote.
Yeah.
He said during the NBA Cup, and many thought was a shot at the Thunder, but he said in modern basketball, we see a lot of brands of basketball that don't offer much variety in dangers they propose to the opponents. Lots of isolation ball and sometimes kind of forced basketball. We try to propose a brand of basketball that can be described as more old school sometimes, the Spurs way as well. So it's tactically more correct basketball, in my opinion. Wemby's words, not mine. This is what he said during the NBA Cup.
Wemby be taking shots, boy.
I mean, hey, we're going to see. They get to the finals and win it all. We're going to say y'all was playing correct basketball.
Wemby be taking shots at the...
So we're going to see how correct it is come June.
In your opinions, what is correct basketball? Is it the goal to score more than your opponent? However you accomplish or execute that.
Yeah, basically. Yeah, that's basically.
It's tactically correct if you were able to do that, but... Like, what do you think about Wemby talking about the Spurs quote unquote ethical style of basketball play?
What does that actually mean?
That's a great question.
Spurs basketball.
I mean,
Spurs basketball. What that sound like?
Spurs basketball. Like what part of Spurs basketball? Like what year is this part of Spurs basketball where they have a big man that's sitting on the 3-point line not posting up? Like, Spurs basketball was having a dominant big down low and everything ran off of them. So
What?
Yeah, but they shared it. Like, they moved that bitch. They moved that. They did cuts, all kind of shit. Screen like Spurs.
Off the big.
So who's getting finals MVPs?
So if we're talking about Spurs basketball from David Robinson to Tim Duncan, right? If that's the Spurs basketball we're talking about, that's not the same basketball as this one. This is a 5-out style, try to pick and roll, everybody pick and pop, shoot threes. So they're shooting 20 more threes than the old Spurs basketball who only shot 17 threes. So they're shooting 37 threes. So they're doing the same thing every other team is doing. They just got.
But you saying you can't like lift Spurs? You can't elevate Spurs basketball? Like, you can't.
I don't think that was the question. I think.
But that's Spurs basketball, though. You can't bring the big out and still be Spurs basketball. Spurs basketball have to happen with the big in the post.
Let's answer the question.
I thought sharing the ball and making plays is Spurs basketball.
That's what you think.
Let's talk about what ethical means.
How he's using it. Okay.
Adhering to principles of right and wrong. Ensuring actions are honest, fair, and responsible. You get to play basketball the right way.
What does that mean?
I think as hoopers, we know what playing good right basketball is and then playing bad, wrong basketball. I think we know the difference. We've seen the difference between guys who don't win playing basketball the wrong way. They have a lot of good individual stats. The team don't make it very far because they're not playing good, quality, ethical basketball. Ethics come from your principles. The San Antonio Spurs, regardless of the style of play that they had, regardless of playbook wise, they've always played ethical basketball, share the ball. And the Lakers used to too. Phil Jackson, Michael Jordan, and the Bulls, they play ethical basketball. That was the triangle: share the ball, move the ball, pass the ball. All those things is a part of the ethics of hoop. So I think everyone who does play hoop knows that everybody's out there looking comfortable. They're sharing the ball. They trust each other. Play hard, play smart, play together.
Well, they haven't won a championship yet.
So can you be a losing team playing ethical basketball?
Yeah.
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 You can.
Yeah, because you can not have good players.
Okay, so who dictates the idea of ethical? So doesn't a team like Boston, when they won a championship, they got to share the ball to win a championship, right? That's ethical basketball. So that means if OKC won a championship last year and the shot is to OKC, but they are the champions, what they played, we all thought was ethical team basketball, offensively and defensively.
Yeah.
I don't think any
So I guess it is whoever team wins it is playing ethical basketball.
Right? I don't think so. I don't think that's it.
That gotta be it.
It can't be it.
You can't be playing ethical basketball if you're losing.
Well, you're playing ethical basketball when you're trying to become a dynasty, just like the Warriors. The Warriors were playing ethical basketball. That's why they won multiple. They won multiple championships.
They got great players too, though.
That were playing ethical basketball, just like the Spurs. They won multiple championships because they have an ethical organization that knows how to play good basketball. Same with the Bulls. Same with the Lakers.
So was they playing ethical basketball last year when they were losing?
The Spurs?
Yeah.
Yeah, they were playing ethical basketball.
Hey, who was that shot at?
Who
was the shot at when he said it?
Many thought it was the Oklahoma City Thunder.
So
I think we had to ask Wemby, right? Because we don't know.
But you're telling us what he meant to say with ethical. So
no, I've just defined the definition, the actual definition of ethical. I'm not telling you what he said. Okay, so I'm telling you what the word means.
So your definition, then, that means the shot that he's throwing at the tee, they play ethical basketball. The champions, they've won, they're still on top. But you're playing the right way because you beat them.
He was never talking. I don't think he was taking no shot at anybody. He was talking about different brands of basketball and what brand of basketball they play.
Can we hear the quote again?
If the people gonna be sensitive,
can we hear the quote again? What did he say?
No, it's definitely a shot. It's definitely you're not just saying that. It's definitely a shot.
Yeah, listen, you play. He says a lot of stuff. He does a lot of. He takes a lot of slick shots.
Yep.
I like it though.
I mean, he can back it up. That's not the point. He can back it up, but it's just it seems like it's more of a uppity look, a uppity take. I mean, he's French, so
for sure.
A little snooty.
What we do over here,
I feel like
we're a classy organization. This is the way we do it. We win in fashion. We win this, and everybody else, that's sloppy basketball. And it's a 5-man shooting threes, trying to play one-on-one basketball every time he get. What's the difference between what you're trying to do and what Embiid's trying to do to you? It's the same shit, but just when you say it, it looks better because you're doing it. Like, we understand the concept. When I do it, it looks great. If you do it, it doesn't look so great because I don't look in the mirror.
It's hard to when you're 7'5", though, good. I'm just gonna be honest.
You average 35 points, right? That means you shoot the ball a lot. And then, be like, yo, what do you think about it? Oh, niggas ball hog. He just shoot shit. One of those.
Heard that before.
Yeah. And, so it's who's saying it, right? Spurs is playing great basketball. That's all he needs to, you know what I mean? You don't got to throw shots. Yeah, you're playing great basketball.
I guess he shouldn't have said ethical then. I guess that triggered everybody to Josiah. Don't say ethical. These niggas will get triggered. Don't say that.
As you know, Sean, merely a host. I'm just a
They don't know
conduit.
what ethical means. You need to start throwing definitions on the screen of big words. Big word. You know, big words.
I'm just a vessel.
It's the definition.
It's the big words. They don't be knowing what the shit mean. They just be guessing. Oh, I guess it means this.
Medicine.
Definition is
medicine.
Definition, right?
Medicine.
I guess it means this. So I feel like you saying this. That's what the girls be doing.
You need medicine.
Yeah, like, you know, like a dude, like if you pay for a girl and you taking care of her, right? Or being called a trick. You see? Same concept. I don't like the word trick. All right? Like, why can't I just take care of the girl who's taking care of me emotionally, physically? Now, but now you calling me a trick. Different words. Yeah, watch your words.
Can't be supportive, but
watch your words.
He's calling me a trick.
Watch your words.
It's just like you rather be a trick, or you could be a husband, or you could be a boyfriend. You can be whatever it is. Just don't deny the truth. You can play the word police all you want. The truth is the truth.
Don't use the words. Use the truth. So I'm a boyfriend, a husband. I'm getting to be a boyfriend. I'm not. Yeah, we know what tricks are.
It's all the same word. It's just order. It's order. Trick, husband, boyfriend, all that. It's still the same shit.
Medicine, crazy, all that. Yeah.
Ethical, all that.
Check in, all that mean the same thing. Go check in, medicine. Yeah.
So let's get back to these Spurs before we move on. So as I mentioned, Spurs had a historic February, becoming the first Western Conference team in NBA history.
That boy just be saying random shit. I don't know what the fuck he's saying. He didn't go. I don't know what the fuck that nigga be on.
So Spurs had a historic February.
That nigga some smelling salt or something, man.
Doug Christie.
Get that nigga some smelling salt.
Nigga ain't been the same.
Some smelling salt.
So Spurs first Western Conference team in NBA history. They have
we lost them. We lost them. We lost them.
Ethical. He ethical. He don't know how to spell it. He don't know how to function. I don't like hearing words I can't spell. Shit.
I'm telling you, he's gone. He gone. That's why I cut my hair. I don't want people to notice me.
What?
I don't know what's going on here. Like I said, Spurs had a historic February, first Western Conference team in NBA history to have all player, rookie, and coach of the month honors in the same month. So Wemby was player and defensive player of the month. Dylan Harper was rookie of the month. Mitch Johnson, coach of the month. So looking at this Spurs squad, deep roster, like we said, have the potential to have 5 to 6, 7 guys in double figures from game to game. But now let's shift over to what the playoff mentality looks like. How much will the Spurs benefit from having a deep roster in the playoffs? Shah, we'll start with you as our resident Wemby fan / Spurs fan.
Can you say it again?
Said, how much will the Spurs benefit from having a deep roster in the playoffs?
I think ethically they'll do fine. I think they'll do fine. I think they'll be ready. I think they embody a playoff team that got a deep bench and good moral principles going into the season. Win or lose, they'll be able to say that they prepared the way they needed to, the way they wanted to. So I'm looking forward to it for sure.
Let's move on to you, Swaggy. Spurs.
Go ahead, Gil.
No.
Gil, you got smelling salts?
Yeah, he got to tell you. Ready?
Wake them up. Yeah.
It's you.
Dummy. You fucking boy.
No, it's you.
No, it's you.
All right, I'm going to let you put it to me, Gil, because I know where you're going.
I'm going to let you put it to me.
I know where you're going.
That's
go ahead.
Pause shit. You got to pause, bro. I'm going to let you put it to me.
Basically,
I'm going to let you put it to
Spurs, me. When people go at the Spurs going to fight back in the playoffs. So they going to hit them back no matter,
Hold on. What's doing on the bench?
Who, Doug Christie? You
saw that clip? You had that?
Yeah.
That's it for real?
Yeah.
You a sick nigga.
No, he's a sick nigga.
Yeah.
Carry on.
No, I think they're gonna be tough. You know, they got a lot of fight in them. You know, they don't back down. Young, energetic, could get it going. Look nice like this. You know, and when you're a young player, you see a couple shots go in. That's all it takes. But yeah, they play the right way. You know, it's just they got the youngness on their side, so it's gonna be tough in the playoffs. But I think they gonna battle.
So, Gil, we talked about the Spurs recently. You said you weren't rolling. They didn't have a go-to guy. Said De'Aaron Fox needed to take over that role and help facilitate that role come the postseason. But how much will the Spurs benefit from having a deep bench of capable scorers come playoff time?
You know, playoff is tricky, right? You're gonna have a deep bench in regular season. I don't know how many teams use 10 to 11 players in the playoffs and won a championship.
Hell no. Well, how many players did OKC do last year? My bad. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Majority
did they go 9?
Eight.
Okay.
Most. So, you know, we'll see. You know, the tighten up the rotation because you know, in the playoffs, especially you know, second round, you're going to have to play Wemby. You're going to have to keep him on the floor for him to control the defensive end. So, you know, it all depends on what the rotation is going to be. It's going to change from series to series, game to game. You know, because it's chess in the playoffs, right? So, look, if they do not make it, it's not because they lack the skill and the talent. It's just that they mentally they just wasn't ready because of just the youth. That's it. It's not that like three years from now, this will be the OKC, the Golden State Warriors. The same team 3 years from now, they're going to be the most dominant. Even they're dominating right now. Just the experience of the playoffs. It might take them a year. Remember Jason Tatum when they were young, right? Got there, they lost, right? That experience is what kept them going and had them dominating and winning a championship with breeze, right? So if they don't make it this year and win it, it's just the experience of them just not understanding that level of the playoffs. But, you know, they can surprise anybody. They got all the talent. They got some guy who can really shut down. They can shut you down defensively, right? If they can get their offensive click, you know, and be consistent, you know, throughout the playoffs, then they can win this championship.
Mr. B, how much faith do you have in the Spurs crew and their deep roster come postseason?
Man, I have a lot of faith. I think they've been battle tested a lot this year. They've answered. You know, they've grown a lot from last year. And I can really see them coming out the West this year, making it to the finals. They playing with a lot of confidence. A lot of guys are helping the team, and they just have a system, man. You know, like they have a system, and I think the young guys are really buying into it.
Most definitely. All right, well, let's shift over to the Sixers side of things briefly, if we